And you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, to bring you all the action in and out of the Rocket League pitches. It's series number 3 time. I'm still Nelson AC Silva, and joining me, it's Max Formal Von Neumann for the win versus Infusion Gaming Esports. 2 teams hailing from Portugal, but only one can come out victorious.
Yeah, and this also might be to determine really who will be the king of Portugal in this tournament because for the win, they've already taken out the Bulls and Infusion. Honestly, even though they came up short yesterday in their matchup, I still liked a lot of what I saw when they were taking on Los Hombres de Paco. So in this matchup right now, I think it's going to be a bit more evenly matched than what the standings might say, and we could be seeing a real back and forth series.
We could. I mean, we've already seen how For the Win went up against GTZ Bulls. They went into 4 overtimes,
Mhm.
and all 5 games were severely well contested. So I expect nothing less from this series as well. Obviously, I would rate Fusion a little bit below GTZ Bulls, but I'm open to be impressed.
Yeah, absolutely. That said, though, Infusion, they are going to have to pick up their game a bit, most importantly in terms of, speed and actually being able to get to their own boosts and not allowing themselves to get choked out. Now, fortunately, the way how For the Win played was vastly different than Los Hombres de Paco, where Los Hombres, they like to go up and actually steal away your corner boost and really attack those alleyways. For the Win, they were really strong at playing mid pitch and just not letting
Yeah.
up any angles and just keeping strong sort of mid-pitch offensive rotations, and that does give the defense a bit more breathing room to play with, but it also makes it harder to crack that mid-pitch line. Something that, well, you're going to need speed in order to do so. I'm really hoping to see Infusion pick up the pace, pick up the tempo of this game, and really look to challenge For the Win and their offensive rotations.
And we are ready. The players are ready. The pitch is ready. We are ready to go into game number 1 of Series 3 of the second day of the Iberian League. So here we go. It's about to get real. All right, so series number 3 is ready to roll with For the Win representing the blue team and Infusion Gaming Esports on the orange team. And already you have a demo.
Yeah, already we're seeing Infusion try and take it to For the Win, but we also saw Sack, who was kind of that standout player last time, step up, but he also misses a pretty easy corner play right there. And Johnny Softa, the one who was constantly a little bit behind on the plays yesterday, well, he's in place for this one, and that's 1-0 going to Infusion.
True. Okay. Clean goal. Clean start here from Infusion Gaming Esports. Let's see how For the Win bite back, if they have anything to bite back, because you already open up with another demo, this time courtesy of P from For the Win.
Yeah, and also this time also Sack was actually able to get that touch through the corner, so already seeing improvement after that first play. Bruno tried to set up a pass play, but Johnny already there to sort of steal it away, and this is a very different Johnny than what we saw yesterday. He's actually keeping up with the defense. He's going to help him get another goal right there. It's actually Peter who put the right angle down, and Infusion, they have shown up.
Where is the defensive monoliths that we saw yesterday against GTZ Bulls? This is not the For the Win that we saw. And I am impressed with the aggressiveness of Infusion.
Well, it was and it wasn't. If you remember back to yesterday, I would say about 80% of the game was For the Win on the attack. We didn't really get to see too much of them on defense, except for when Bulls were able to mount a counterattack. However, you're already seeing, well, kind of a miss right there from Chile. If he got the touchdown, that would have been a goal. But we're already seeing Infusion actually set up some offensive plays because they're challenging actually on the blue side of the pitch. And right now, For the Win, their defense definitely not been there. There's been some misses. There's been some cars out of position. Johnny, that's a critical miss as well. Chile should be able to bang it through, however. Yeah, this Infusion side, now that they actually are playing against a team whose speed is more equivalent of their own, they are much more competitive. That said, Sack just made the defense look silly.
Okay. Pass it off the rebound. Solo play. Johnny Souza goes in for the defensive play. Try to get the ball to bounce in their favor. But Sack is well positioned and scores goal number one for the win esports.
Look, I appreciate having confidence in your teammates. I really do, but there should be a limit to
Wait,
that
what?
confidence. It really feels like both teams right now are just sort of, relying on their teams to get the touch and setting everyone down on offense. Really, both sides playing far too aggressive. No one is staying back to make defensive saves. And yes, that kickoff was something else. That kickoff.
It was a weird kickoff to say the least. Before the win playing on their side again, playing super defensively. Pete manages to dribble it over Chili. Chili needs to go all the way back to try to get the defense. Big miss from Peter Byrne. But somehow Infusion Gaming Esports managed to get the ball rolling in their favor. Peter Byrne pops it over to Johnny Souza. But for the winner, already well positioned for the defense. Chili still trying to act defensively here. Peep sets it up for Bruno. Sack as well in the midfield, maybe trying to get some action going. The ball does not hit the ground at all.
Getting a lot of good pass plays actually coming out of Infusion. Now, it's not necessarily at the same speed as Super Mode or Canyons, but they're making contact with the ball and they're throwing it to each other. So that's a very promising side for this orange side. Good bump by Peep. Unfortunately, no one was there to really take that shot. I am liking this Infusion so much more. We're finally getting to see what this team actually is a bit more capable of. And while it's not necessarily perfect, they are having more time, more space to play with, and they're making it work.
Yes, they are. Now, Peter Byrne off the wall. Trying to get the corner shot, but Byrne is there to intercept, so he's second downstairs to get it away from Johnny Souza. But Chili, airborne, passed it over to Johnny. Peep is the one to come in and intercept. Chili still in control. Puts it a little bit too close to his own goal and is forced to play a little bit awkwardly to get it out of their side of the goal.
This is, again, confidence in teammates right there. Johnny put a risky pass right into Peter's face right there. Unfortunately, Peter was able to catch it, but if that pass doesn't connect, that's an own goal, and you look silly. I'm loving this from Infusion, the trust that they have in their teammates to make plays, and now they are starting to keep people back. It has been, one person in the box usually, while two of them are pushing forward, and really that's going to help them try their best to hold on to this one goal lead.
So far, they're holding on. Defense seems iffy, but if it's working, I mean, good on Infusion. Now making a defensive play. The bounce in the air, try to pinch it, but it goes a little bit wide. Peter Byrne's there to receive it. As Chili goes in to collect a little bit more boost for himself.
Ooh, Johnny with a very tight rotation might actually catch, for the win off kilter. Peter gets past all three defenders, but no one was there to make that shot. Chili's going to have a chance himself through the corner. Goes up. Johnny actually gets there first. Chili just needs to tap it, but he's unable to make contact with the ball, and Sack is able to make that save.
Miracle save from Sack. Infusion still leading. 51 seconds left on the clock here for the first game of this best of 5 series. Now Peep trying to make a defensive run. There's nobody there to support him. They're having severe problems managing their boost.
Yeah, well, both teams have actually fallen back a bit, and we're not seeing that same aggressive tempo that we saw at the start of this game. We're not seeing triple commits each side. However, what we are seeing for both these teams are more consistent touches of the ball, and as a result, it is a bit more ping-pongy, a bit more back and forth. Bruno with that bump though might set something up. Peep with the shot is on target, but Peter Byrne is able to make Bruno with the second shot cannot get there fast enough. Sack's shot is stopped, and now here comes a counterattack, perhaps.
Counterattack perhaps. Bruno's trying to lead the ball up towards Infusion Gaming side. Great air play. 6 seconds left on the clock. Will he be able to score? No, it's off the crossbar. Sack is there to receive it, but now the ball just the ground. It's game. It's Peter Byrne trying to give it all the way he's got. Punches it over to for the win side, but first game goes in favor of Infusion.
Yeah. Infusion a bit faster off of those first kickoffs. They were the team that was sort of setting the pace right there, and for the win, desperate to recover, actually got a bit over aggressive as well and kind of gave up that extra goal, and that was the big difference in this one. Now, for Infusion and for the win, I do like how they both teams did reel it back as the game progressed. They were each opting, okay, let's play a bit more defensively. We don't want to give away as many free goals. Sack in particular, I know he's going to be a little bit disappointed with himself letting that first ball through in that corner.
Yeah.
Because of the 1 goal difference, and that was just a really silly, unforced error, something that you don't expect to happen. And on the other side, Johnny, he came out looking much better than he did yesterday. He was actually in the right place a lot of the times this time. So Infusion feeling more confident for the win, maybe a little bit more shaken, and that's usually the first catalyst in an upset.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, at the same time, Johnny, as the game progressed, he still saw some flaws in his defensive positioning and all of that. But regardless, it was enough to take game number 1 home from Fusion. Now from For the Win side, I was really disappointed because one thing that we praised so much between their game against the GTC Bulls was the fact that For the Win were such an immovable object when it came to defense. They had defense after they had save after save after save, and you saw the post-game stats. For the Win had tons of tons of saves against GTC Bulls. Let's see
Yeah.
if they can keep up the tempo in game number 2.
Well, again, a lot of that did come through their mid-pitch play and just not letting anything past them at that element of the game. I really accredit their defense more to their offensive rotations, and that's what I'm looking to see, hopefully, out of For the Win in this one. If they can establish that again, I think they'll have more success, or they'll just get crazy double touches,
Wow.
12 seconds into games. Peep, that was not fair.
I'm not even sure if that was a double touch. That was just a
Oh, it
simple.
was.
Oh, it was a double touch. It was. You're right. Infusion just weren't ready for it.
That was absolutely disgusting right there out of Peep. And yeah, Infusion, again, they like to push forward very quickly, it seems like, because they want to try and find, those fast passes down the middle. And sometimes they can bite you a bit if the other team can counterattack quick enough. Peep able to do it himself right there does give their side that 1-0 lead. However, here comes Infusion. Oh, Peterburn, he wanted to drop that into Chili's lap, but instead kind of lets it sail overhead. Fortunately, Johnny is waiting back on defense.
Still trying to go offensively. Sack throws the ball into the corner. Doesn't quite find it as Peterburn defends it perfectly. Johnny Souza now on defense yet again. A lot more offensive plays coming from For the Win this time around. They don't have the numbers. They don't have the boost to go for this. So they have to back off for the time being.
Chili actually is going to be the one who's going to look to punish, and that's a big swing and a miss. And the second miss as well, Bruno, he doesn't have to do anything. He'll just walk it down the pitch because he had the third man getting the bump, and 2-0 for the win.
Wow, Bruno, he played them like a fiddle. Look at him go, and it's just a free highway towards the box there of Infusion. 2-0 on the board. Well played by For the Win there.
My favorite part of all of that, though, was actually Sack just staring the third defender down, being like, come on, try and make the play, and almost intimidating him off of it. That was absolutely brilliant from the entirety of For the Win. And Infusion down 2-0 early. It's up to them now to try and find that comeback in this one, but Sack is going to look to get that goal. Can't quite get that next touch. And now Chili, open pastures, green fields ahead, won't be able to find the breakaway. Peep going for a second double touch. He's going to get it yet again. This is starting to turn into a massacre.
I mean, it's only just begun. Infusion had a similar result in game number 1, but Peep, if the double touches are working once, why wouldn't they work again and again and again?
Yeah, that was, I mean, because they're really hard to pull off usually, but Peep is making them look so easy right now. Initial pinch going to go in favor of For the Win. And Johnny, you can see racing back into defense, and that's interesting. Normally, Johnny would actually throw into the corner and Chili would kind of wrap around. Instead, they left Chili to push it through the middle, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I think we're seeing a sustained attack right here. Peterburn is going to throw it to Chili, but that's going to be intercepted.
See, offensive play from Fusion Gaming Esports right now as they try to get the ball rolling in the field For the Win, but they're already racking up a play. They're already stacking their players around the orange side of the field. As you see Bruno chasing around the ball, maybe trying to get some boost. He's got 31, not a lot of it. He's doing his best to preserve his boost right now. A lot better management. He goes for the goal, doesn't quite find the target.
Uncharacteristic sort of misstep right there on the offensive rotation For the Win does lead to a counterattack right now coming from Infusion. Peter's going to take a shot. He's behind the defenders, and that's going to be a goal. Peterburn gets one for Infusion.
I mean, sure, where's the defensive? Where are the defenders of For the Win? He had Sack on the wall. Bruno was nowhere to be found, and Peep was just trying to body block Johnny Souza from a rebound.
Yeah, they let that one slip, and that's a breakdown in communication. There should have been one person back in the box waiting to make that read right there. However, Peep looking to punish off of this kickoff, trying to slow bump it in, just has to tap it. Come on, tap it, someone. No, Johnny's going to be the one who taps it away instead.
Back in the defense For the Win go as they predicted something's going to go down. I mean, that ball was criminal. It should have gone in.
It should have, but it did not. And a small misplay, but if you're a fan of Infusion right now, you're breathing that sigh of relief because that could have ended this game. 2 goals, 2 minutes, completely doable, especially with how Infusion likes to play this game. I noticed they don't really pass it backwards. Every ball is pushed forward, and Okay, Peterburn almost snuck one in right there. Chili has an open net. Just one more touch is needed, but the shot is off target.
Yes, it is. Now Chili tries to get the rebound, but he doesn't have enough momentum, not enough speed to get the ball rolling again. Bruno Airborne tries to get it in, sets it up. Johnny Souza for the defense, manages to clear out the ball perfectly, passes it over to Chili, but Sack is there on the interception. Ball is airborne, center field. Peep tries to fly up to get it rolling in their favor. Double touches it, but it's Peterburn who gains control of it. Now Sack goes in on the intercept again. Bruno off the wall.
Oh.
Incredible play. Incredible game for the win. Scored the fourth one.
Bruno doing it on his back, turtling that ball right into the goal. He knew he had it. He was doing some victory flips before the ball even landed right there. Fantastic goal for the win. Probably going to be the nail in the coffin. That said, still time for Infusion to come back into this one, but Infusion, they've got to find a way to get a sustained attack going right now, because so far it's been far too easy for the win to do things like this and just get the ball out of their own side of the pitch.
True. See, now Chili on the offense loses the ball. Peterburns there to intercept it and makes a save. Sack just barely touches that as it goes off the crossbar. Chili tries to go in, but he's a little bit too late. He did not trust the play. Chili, what? Oh, okay. Well, I feel like that ball was going straight for the goal, but Chili. Okay. All right.
Look.
That ball was going straight for the box. Chili bumps it with his hood and misdirects it for his team, leading to a goal for the win.
Yeah, I think things are breaking down, unfortunately, for Infusion in this one. They're just not really connecting on plays that they should. Those good touches that they had in game number one are almost non-existent right now, as balls are constantly getting knocked backwards, constantly Carson in the wrong spot. Peterburn right there can't quite win that 50. Johnny, however, is going to put one towards the net where Sack is waiting. I feel For the Win has actually woken up a little bit more in this game number two. They kind of had a bit of that sleeper game number one, but now we're seeing the For the Win we're more accustomed to seeing, just sort of locking down areas of the pitch, willing to go side to side, half to half, with long passes, long sweeping plays, and they're finding success in doing just that.
Let's see if they can keep it up. I mean, there's 14 seconds left on this game. Chili now on the wall, bounces it off. Bruno picks up the ball, bounces it upwards, 5-1, 5 seconds left on the clock. The ball is down. And I don't feel like For the Win want to prolong this anymore. So just going to drop the ball and win game number two.
Yeah, that was much more akin to the For the Win that we saw yesterday. And unfortunately, kind of similar to the Fusion that we saw yesterday as well. For the Win, they're just so good at times and just sort of, setting up a wall, be it further back in mid-pitch or even forward, and just having teams struggle to get past them. Similarly as well, the defensive clears from For the Win definitely greatly improved in between games 1 and 2. They were finding cross-pitch passes. They were also getting solo air dribbles at times over the top, and Infusion, they just couldn't get any sustained attack going. There was like no offensive rotation for them. It was only like solo play, up, we missed, better rotate all the way back on defense. I don't know. I wanted to see Infusion get a bit more aggressive.
Absolutely. I mean, Johnny Souza kind of felt like he was not present most of the times. He was trying to go for the double touches to get the goals in, but he was always short on the ball. He was trying to go for plays that weren't really there. And defensive-wise, I mean, it's Johnny. We've learned to accept that Johnny is not the best defender on Infusion Gaming Esports.
No, but Johnny still, I think, is playing much better today than he did yesterday. He has been given more space to work with, and I don't want to come down too harsh on any one member just yet. However, in Fusion, they're going to need to find some of the successes that they had in game number one and bring it back. And again, that came from just being able to sort of play the middle of the pitch, being able to challenge and actually win a lot of those challenges. For some reason, game number two, things just fell apart for them. So hopefully they can bounce back in game number three.
Yeah, it feels like every game is a game of momentum, in which if a team gains the initial momentum, they're going to ride that momentum all the way towards the end. Game 3 is live. So far, no goals have been scored, but it seems like Infusion are on the offense here.
Yeah, but they're also playing so far back right now. Finally, people are pushing forward. That is Peterburn. He does miss it. Chili actually pushes forward as well. Fortunately, Johnny, that third man, has a clear shot at the ball, and they're so disjointed. Sometimes it's like everyone's going back when they need to be pushing forward. Sometimes everyone's pushing forward when they need to go back. The game sense for Infusion at times just feels a little bit confused. And For the Win, they can play that patient games, find the gaps in the defense, and set up plays like this.
Ball's rolling yet again. Chile has a clear path towards the goal, but great defense from Sack. Let's see if he can get the rebound. It bounces off the crossbar, and Peep is there to clear it. Peter Byrne, shot, hits the bar yet again. But this time, no, it's still not going in.
This Sack, I have a feeling Sack plays a lot of ones right now because that was some great boost management on defense. He made that first save only using 13 boosts, and then he had everything ready to make that second save. Granted, he did miss it a bit, but because he conserved the boost on the first one, he was there for the third save. Now, we have a case of for the win on the attack right now. Sack's going to throw it back into the box. Peter Byrne goes up for it, but so does Chile. Net is exposed, but no one did push up to challenge it just yet. Bruno going to go ahead and go for a demo, but usually that leads to a follow-through, and no one was there.
Nobody was there. Now For the Win is setting up an offense. They're going pass after pass. They're playing it very, very grounded. The way is clear. Bruno gets one off, but doesn't get the second player. Peter Byrne manages to save it.
He had no boost. He needed the boost, but it wasn't there. There would have been an opening. Otherwise, Peter Byrne shot straight down the middle. That's the good demo coming from Chile, and that is 1-0 going over to Infusion.
The demo clearing up the way for Peter Byrne to just bump it into the goal. Look at that. The defense was perfectly placed, but unfortunately for them, they did not see the sneaky demo from Chile.
Infusion is always thinking down the pitch. They're always thinking what's in front of them, and at times you can set up demos just like that. It's one of the things I admire about this team. They don't really focus on rotating back around now. It's like, what can we do pushing forward? At times it does mean their defense might be lagging, but when they're on the attack, they're actually quite deadly. Bruno nearly gets a crazy goal right there.
Couldn't quite get the second tap there on the ball to get it inside the goal. Let's see what Infusion can do here. Playing extremely offensive. Can they ride the momentum after scoring the initial goal of this third game? Yes, they can. And it's Johnny Souza who claims it.
I was not expecting Johnny Sosa to finish that goal himself. I looked like he was going for a backboard setup right there, but instead he's able to kind of almost cheat it on through, gets a great spike. You see the friendly love tap coming from the team right there. They knew that was good at Infusion. Game 2, they're just going to write that one off. Game 3 is much more how they like to play this game, and they are back on form.
And riding the momentum again. It's the game of momentum. Sack manages to clear the ball out of the goal, but Chile's already there on the rebound to get it on the Infusion Gaming side. Offensively, Johnny Souza goes in, trying for the rebound, but he falls on his back, tries to turtle it through. Doesn't quite have the energy to get it done.
Yeah, he was going for a flip reset right there, but it was a little bit too low to the ground, so it almost wound up looking like a turtle attempt. Bruno is able to play it off of the wall, however, and he'll get a goal right back for the win. As we watch right here, he just followed that straight through the corner. Even got the bump on Johnny as well before getting that last touch. A great individual effort and a fantastic goal for the win.
He cleared out the defender before going for the solo play. That's pretty impressive, not gonna lie. Johnny now airborne, try to clear out the ball from the side of Infusion Gaming, maybe set up an offensive play before the win. They're biting down. They know what they have to do to get the game going. 2-1. It's a clear shot, but Peter Byrne is there to defend it.
Peep has some power behind his shots. He's becoming a big sack, though. It's going to come up that little bit bigger as he has another pass delivered right to him, and that one will be good.
Great off-the-wall pass from Bruno. Sack is perfectly positioned. 3 members from Infusion commit, but not one of them can touch that ball.
Yeah, I mean, they used all of their boost really from the first shot out of Peep right there, so they had less resources to work with, a little bit less confidence, and as a result, Sack is able to bang that in, and it looks like, you know, for the win might not be done. They're getting very good positioning off this kickoff. That's actually a great steal from Johnny, but an even better read off the wall from Sack. A bit of corner rotation play right now, and in the pass that has gone for the win's way.
Let's see. Oh, Pete gets bumped from behind. Sack tries to set up the counter play. Gets the ball in their favor still. No control for it yet. As it's Peter Byrne that's trying to lead the ball towards the box for the win. Lands upside down after trying to get the flip reset. Chile gets played as Bruno's on the ceiling. Gets dunked under. Johnny still eyes on the ball.
Oh.
Messed up defense. Sack tries to go for it. Doesn't quite land it. Bruno maintains the play going. And it's Pete that tries to get it, but he doesn't quite find the target. Nobody left on for the win to retouch the ball. 2-2 and 50 seconds left.
I think Johnny has heard us, you know, complaining about his defense, and he just came up huge right there with a fantastic bump in order to make that save. However, he's going to have to do something again because the attack is still in full force from for the win. He needs to get that touch, and that's an awkward miss.
He ran out of boost, and he gets demolished by Sack now. As Sec maintains the power play, maintains the physical touch. Peep gets it on the crossbar.
Oh, and Sack pushed too far forward. That was an open net with two cars there, and neither of them are able to bang it in. Bullet dodge for Infusion. 18 seconds left in regulation. Are we going to see another overtime or another 0-second goal?
Hard to say. This ball is going very back and forth between both of the teams. They're trying to set up an offense, but it feels like, again, we have the issues of the boost management. There's seconds, the ball lands, and it's overtime for both of these teams.
Yeah, unable to get that last cheeky dribble right there. Bruno does let it drop. Kickoff initially going to go in favor of Infusion, but Sack is going to be able to bang it right back. You have two people on defense, and a great bump and clear from Chile right there is going to turn the momentum right back around.
Whittle it though, because Bruno is airborne. He's close to the ceiling, tries to get the ball rolling, but he's out of boost, and it's going to be very, very dire because there's no boost caps around him for the time being.
Yeah, but we're starting to see, well, I thought we were going to be seeing smart rotational play right there of Infusion, but then Chile kind of cheated up into the corner. However, they did make it work momentarily. Chile, again, kind of flailing himself. It looks like he's starting to panic a bit, and that's going to lead to a for-the-win attack. Bruno waiting at mid-pitch. He's going to step forward, but is losing out on that challenge. Chile cheating on through. He just needs to get one more touch to set up. Peter underneath doesn't like that shot.
So Silva rebounds the ball back into for the win side. Both players commit to that touch, but don't quite get the hang of it. The ball is set for success. Bruno goes in, but he hits the sidebar. Peep with a retouch, but a great defense from Peter Byrne.
Oh, Peter Byrne, his heart must be in his stomach, but he makes that save and nearly turns it around to a counterattack. Johnny actually with that tight defensive stop, unfortunately drops it right into Bruno's lap. Peep, what are you doing getting in the way? Unfortunately, he was going for the bump, it looks like, but accidentally ruins a fast counterattack.
Well, you got a demo. Sec takes down Peter Byrne. That's their primary defender right now as Chile tries to disrupt the backline via bumps. Johnny Souza runs out of fuel. Can't get the play going because the ball is way too high for him. He tries to gain his grounds yet again for the defense. We're 2 minutes or 1 minute and a half in on overtime. For the win, tries to get a setup for that goal. It's Peter Byrne airborne yet again for the clear. Johnny goes in for the offense, but nobody's there to follow up on that play.
Johnny is my Rocket League spirit animal. I feel that I've had so many times when I'm trying to climb in the ladder where I just see a breakaway goal and I'm out of boost and the defender just drives right on around me. I feel that, and it seems to happen frequently. I understand that right now. However, Peep has a chance. Johnny this time, though, is there able to make the save, so giving for the win a taste of their own medicine right there.
Johnny now going back for the defense, trying for the wall right, and he completely misses the ball. It's Sack just needs to bump it in. Overtime is done. Sack scores and for the win. Win game number 2. 3?
Yeah.
Game number 3.
Yeah, that was game number 3, and you can see Peep does a great job to push that ball in the box. It was a double commit on defense in the corner, and no one is around Sack. All he had to do was just tap that ball, and for the win, who I think are kind of becoming like the most clutch team right now with the amount of overtimes that they have to play, win yet another overtime in a pretty dramatic fashion right there. Infusion, they were off to such a good start in that game, but they just sort of let it slip with 3 unanswered goals.
Unfortunate turn of events. Again, it's in this case, in this specific series, it feels like it falls way too hard on the defense to try to get something going, to be honest. Like, both teams are attacking really, really hard, but when it comes to defending, I mean, there's a lot to be desired. Overcommits or no commits at all. Either which.
I think For the Win has done a better job, though, in finding ways to break the offensive rotations of Fusion just by getting better touches, at least more consistently. But what Infusion has done sort of on the back end of that has been, I guess, surviving longer defensive strongholds. And, they've done a good job of holding that ball in the box and at times found their own cheeky little breakaways. But the big problem with Infusion's defense is they use so much boost and so many resources in it that when it comes time for them to counterattack, a lot of times they do wind up just that little bit short. We've seen it a couple times. We saw it more so yesterday. Today it's been less pronounced, but it's still been sort of that Achilles heel for this team. And as soon as they find a way to sort of conserve their boost while making these fantastic clears and these fantastic saves, I think they're going to have much more success as a team.
Game number 4 is live, and it's match point for the win. They get the first touch on that ball, and it's already rolling in their favor. Peep is the one to tag it out, but Chili, hyper aggressive with Peterburn alongside him.
Yeah, Johnny Sosa through the corner is going to try to pass it right back to the box. Peep makes an easy read because the rest of Infusion was rotating back on defense. Fortunately, with that last pass, they do buy that time. However, here comes Infusion. Bruno doesn't want to take the challenge or the shot, but Chili doesn't bang it. There was a couple opportunities to steal that away. However, Chili kind of playing it awkwardly, definitely threw for the win off balance.
Set gets the air touch. Bruno is there for the retouch. Gets it off the wall, sets it up perfectly. Sack going in, doesn't quite get the angle to get the ball on the direction of the box. Now, Pete tries to maintain the power play, tries to maintain the offense for the win, gets it to center field. Bruno touches it, but a little bit too wide. Sack manages to get it rolling towards the corner. Gets a double touch. Will he be able to score? No, Johnny Sosa's there for the clear.
If he had pulled off a double touch with no boost, I would have called him the Rocket League Messiah right there, and he almost was able to do it. It was good. It really was just the defensive effort that stopped it right there. The positioning was near perfect. However, a much lower scoring game so far in this one, as both teams, doing actually a pretty good and improved job in terms of finding defensive clears, as you can see right there for the win, starting to pass the ball a bit more when they're on their defensive half, especially on their offensive half as well. And I'm noticing similar things from Infusion right now. Both teams chasing up the style. Bruno, he's going for the reset. He gets the flick, but he doesn't find the goal.
He gets a double reset, actually, because his wheels touch the ball twice.
Yeah, that was actually... That would have been fantastic as he found that goal. Again, another shot from Bruno. It's just going to be a little bit high. He still will be able to pass it back towards the middle of the pitch. Sack is there waiting, takes the shot, but it's a bit too slow, and Chili can make that read. The third shot will be stopped by Johnny, and now we should see the clear, but Peter was bumped off it, so more attack coming for the win side. Bruno with the flick shot. It's saved by Johnny.
Saved by Johnny before the win, still on the offense. Johnny doing a great job. They're not getting enough distance between their goal and the ball to actually maintain the safety, but Johnny goes in, gets cut off by Sack.
It's another breakaway that ends with Johnny on 0 boost. This can't keep happening. I feel so bad each and every time. If he just had that little bit more boost, he would have been able to bang it in. However, he's going to have another chance this time, and he has the boost this time. Makes one defender miss with the flick, but can't quite get that last touch.
Pete gets bumped out, still in control, still retains control of the ball. Ball in center field. Johnny Sosa airborne alongside Chili now, trying to gain the power play here, but no, it's Pete who gets the 50-50, and the ball rolls over to the side of Infusion.
Whew. This has been, I think, the longest period of time we've had without a goal so far, save yesterday when we had that game go 0-0 into overtime.
Yeah.
Again, involving for the win right now. It's just been a slower paced game, a lot of space being given for these clears. However, for the win, starting to try and choke it out. You're going to see some tight offensive rotations right now. You can see Bruno just sitting outside the box, and a good touch from Chili is able to take it over the top.
1 minute and 48 seconds left. Air collision between Johnny Sosa and Sack. No demos this game so far, which is honestly impressive, to say the least.
Yeah, each team, they're not really going for bumps. They're more concerned about rotating back. That shot's going to be on target, but he's able to pop it up, and Bruno should get to the corner. Awkward touch from Bruno. Peter looks to punish, but a save was made. Johnny now can throw it right back to the box. Boost should be low on the for the win side, and as a result, Sack is going to escort it to the corner. Still, though, mid-pitch play was okay. Peep unable to bang it through. 2v1 opportunity, yet both players missed the shot.
Bruno.
The third man doesn't get there fast enough.
And Bruno does a tremendous job in preserving his boost and getting the defense going. Let's see if Chili can bump it in. No, he missed it right to a little bit too far to the right. And Peter Byrne flops the ball. He has no boost. He's trying his best to get the game rolling, but it's so hard.
It's for the win. You know what? They're going to keep it 0-0. They have to have, at least 50% of their games be in overtime. I think I figured them out right now. That said, though, Pete might be trying to prove me wrong, puts a shot on target, but not going to find it. Another attempt from Pete, and again saved by Chili, who's just sitting in the box, and he feels like he could do this all day. Maybe a third shot, because Peter Byrne misses on the clear. Chili has to right back. If Sack puts that in the box, that could have been a goal.
Bruno's coming in at full boost. He's been reclaiming boost. He's been trying to recharge his boost all this time while his team is promoting an offense. Now it's time. It's Infusion Gaming Esports' turn to get an offense going. The ball's going straight towards that goal. Bruno misses it airborne. Johnny tries to clear it, manages a perfect clear. But they're not done yet. They're not in the clear yet.
I've been seeing so many uncharacteristic misses coming from Bruno in particular in this game and in the last one. There's been a few opportunities where Bruno has been going for solo plays and just been unable to connect. Once again, though, we have an overtime, our second one in a row. If For the Win can get this goal, they will take this match.
This is match points 2-1, but Infusion Gaming desperately need this game if they want to take the series to the full length of 5 games. It goes off the wall, but not quite into the box. Peep just misses that shot.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to be in. Bruno, I'm sure he's going to want a second chance, and he might make it himself off of the roof. Can't quite spike it down past Johnny, whose defense has been looking better and better as these games have progressed.
We're not done yet. Finally, Infusion get a clear, but immediately Peep dribbles the ball airborne. A mid-air crash. Bruno comes in to disrupt the play and gets the ball on Infusion side yet again. Still airborne, still trying to make the play happen. 50-50 goes in favor of Bruno For the Win. Trying to set up the play, but Peep just gets disrupted by Johnny.
Oh, he might get that shot right here. He's going to drop it towards the box. Sack. He'll muscle it through, and that's going to be a win. Going 2 For the Win as they move to 2-0 in the league.
Beautiful play all through the air. Sack was perfectly positioned. Chile tried his hardest to get the ball outside of their base or outside of their box, but he can only defend one of them. The second one went straight in, and Sack capitalized perfectly on it.
Yeah, I mean, look, For the Win in overtime victories. Name a more iconic duo right now. You take this team to overtime, they're going to find a way to get it done. A fantastic victory for them, and I have to really agree with the results. I do feel that For the Win probably played a more complete game throughout that series. They tended to have better touches on defense. They were more dynamic in their offensive approaches as well. We saw that in particular in game number 4. Now, granted, Johnny's defense had stepped up as well as Chile. Actually, the two of them were making a lot of clutch saves. But when you're getting attacked from several different angles, eventually a ball is going to muscle its way through. And that's exactly what happened in that overtime.
Yep. I mean, Infusion felt it didn't feel off, but it felt like they were having a hard time clearing the ball from their half of the field. Above all, that's what I felt. I mean, Johnny Sosa really stepped up in this last game. He was doing really well on the defense. He was promoting some very, very aggressive attack plays, but ultimately it was that lack of momentum behind their cars, the poor boost management that dictated their demise because they couldn't get enough power behind their wheels to actually clear the ball far enough.
What I find interesting, though, is that game also kind of felt a lot closer than perhaps it should have been. There were some opportunities that For the Win did create for themselves that they weren't able to capitalize on times. There were a couple, times when they threw it to the corner when they may have had that shot, or sometimes when they had the shot and took it, and it just was an uncharacteristic miss. And even some challenges where they just sort of swung at the ball and sailed completely over or under it. It definitely didn't seem like the same For the Win side that we saw yesterday. They were a bit less consistent in terms of just putting car on ball, hitting ball straight, but they were more consistent than Infusion this time around, and that was a big deciding factor for their victory.
Absolutely, but let's see how the players actually feel as we're gonna have an interview with Sack, the one of the players from For the Win, to get him in here and know exactly what happened against Infusion Gaming Esports. Sack, how you doing, buddy?
Again,
Hey,
I'm good.
how did that game feel? Because it felt
Yeah,
weird.
it was. We were really confused in the first game, and we didn't have the best pace, so we kind of fell for them,
Yeah.
first. But I think we picked it up again, even though it was a really confusing game, a lot of misses and just overall weirdness.
So if this game was confusing for you, again against a Portuguese team, there still is one more Portuguese team that you haven't played against yet that a lot of people have been saying they've been confused coming up against them. I'm talking, of course, about We Dem Boss. Do you think, maybe this game you've adapted to sort of some unconventional play, and when you go up against that third Portuguese team, you're going to be ready to do the complete Portugal sweep?
I believe so, yeah. But the main thing with this team is that we have never played against them, so it was also our first game with them. But with them bots, we know how they play, and we will feel better with them for sure. Yeah.
Very interesting, actually. But this brings me up. This brings up the question: how do you prepare for the games? Do you watch the games themselves? Do you watch how the teams play, or do you just go by the feel of it? Do you take the first game to test out how the other team plays?
Well, personally, I've seen them play yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not sure about the rest of the team. But yeah, basically, we just wanted to test them out. But yeah, we were really confused in the first game, so
So,
it wasn't the best thing.
so if my math is correct right now, you've played 9 games in total, 6 of which have gone into overtime, and you've only
Yep.
lost 1 overtime so far. Does that make you the most clutch team in this tournament right now?
I hope so. I hope so. I want to see that. I want to do some good overtimes against other teams to see if that still holds up.
Awesome. I'll be looking forward to that for sure because I don't know. As a caster, always love overtimes, love the high stakes, love the high drama, and For the Win has been delivering in that regard thus far.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Zach, for joining us yet again. We'll hope to see some more For the Win action in the upcoming weeks of the Iberian League. But for now, we're going to take a short break before we head into the last best of 5 match of this afternoon. So please bear with us. We'll be right back with you.